And we are live. Hey, folks, Mobile Geezer here with Will D once again. We're
What's
back
going on,
from our
George?
2 weeks off. Will, you can say hello?
Hey, everybody. We've been off for a couple weeks, right?
Yes, we have. So, of course, we were off 2 weeks ago because I was traveling down to Florida to meet an old friend and to get with Android Stud. And I stopped by his house and he was very gracious. And we did a couple of quick videos together. So that was fun. And last week, Will and I were going to resume, but his daughter got sick, and being the good dad that he is, he took care of that in a heartbeat. What was it? By Sunday, her fever broke, right?
Yeah. That
Okay.
was that was all of a sudden, man. Right
So
after birth.
dad's still the hero up there in Jersey. Okay.
Trying.
Um, so we're back. And before I start, I just want to tell everybody Will and I just discussed this. He's going to be away next Friday, but what we decided to do, we're going to push next week's broadcast, which will be on Will's channel, to Sunday at 8 p.m. And on Friday, I'll send out a reminder about that so we won't miss another week. So thanks to Will for getting back with us on time.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go to tonight's stories. And the story we're going to start with is the Google employees staging their walkout. It was yesterday, right? Will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
In response to sexual misconduct allegations.
Yeah,
So,
allegations and I guess wasn't even allegations. Sounds like it was pretty proven with Andy Rubin and
yeah, I
then
guess the Andy Rubin one was proven. Now, of course, that
yeah,
one goes back, what, 3 years or 4 years?
yeah, was it I guess it was right before he left.
Yeah,
2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, 2013. So it's 5 years ago. Now, I do remember back at about June with Essential, somebody brought that up, and I thought it was going to be a big deal because of the Me Too movement. But in about a week, that story had just disappeared.
Yeah,
But now, of course, with
they
the
dodged
Google
it.
employees walking out over the sexual harassment, it's back, and Andy Rubin's kind of in the middle of it, even though he hasn't been there for 5 years, because they allowed him to resign in 2013 and gave him a $90 million exit package.
Yeah, that's nice, right? I wish I
$90
could resign and
million
get that.
exit package to a guy who's leaving because of sexual harassment. Even I have a big problem with that. One thing you should know about me, I tend to have always been the kind that likes to see women get ahead. So I don't like to see somebody who takes advantage of women like that. And he ends up getting $90 million for leaving. That just amazes me. We'll put your thoughts in here.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty crazy. The severance thing, a lot of companies do that when you leave, but yeah,
But
for
not,
him,
not the sexual
oh yeah, yeah,
predators, they don't,
not
I don't
not
think.
like that, not like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. And then reading the article, somebody else too said that she was harassed. She didn't say who did it, but she had the same thing happening to her by I guess an upper management or something, and
Right.
they basically told her that she couldn't discuss it no more, offered her therapy, and I guess she kept working there, but she would sit in her car and cry, before she went into work. So they
Well,
staged
wait a
that walk.
minute. I didn't get to that. But what kind of therapy do you give
I
somebody
don't know,
who's getting
but
abused by somebody
that's
else and you don't stop that? I mean,
that's
the
what they told
therapy
her.
is take the guy who's abusing her and beat the living crap out of him. That's my
they
therapy.
they told her to go to therapy. They said they offered her therapy and told her not to discuss it no more. I guess, or they would. She said they made it sound like she was the one with the problem.
Oh, she was the one who was the aggressor.
No, well, she was just the one with the problem. Like, even though he was wrong, it was her, But
That's amazing. That is
yeah,
amazing. I'm going to abuse you, but you have the problem. Yeah, the problem is I'm abusing you. Come on now.
yeah, it's
Anyway,
pretty
let me
crazy.
flip back to this article. So it looks to me in this article like the total number of employees that walked out is 1,500. Now, as near as I can tell, that looks like 1,500 worldwide. Well, that's not much of a dent, is it?
Yeah, not really. I guess that's why what's his name? Sindar Pichai,
Sindar,
whatever his
yeah,
name is. I guess
yeah.
that's why he was just like, yeah, y'all can walk out. We'll have we'll have staff to do it. And then he just said they fired like 43 or
48
so
it says here.
people since then. But
Right.
which really, if you think about it, how many people? Just like somebody said in another article, they were like, these are the ones that have come out, but how many haven't, haven't said nothing. So we're only
Well,
hearing a little bit.
yeah, and of course, in Google's defense, if people haven't reported it, there's not much they can do about it, you know.
And
So, but yeah, it says that he fired 48 employees and 13 were senior managers and above. Now, of course, that brings the question to me is, yeah, but were they as senior as Andy Rubin? You know, so I guess they're trying to make it look better for press, but it just seems to me that 1,500 employees, so all the thousands of other employees didn't care enough to take part in it. It sounds like maybe they don't think it's as big a problem as it's
yeah, I
being
know.
written up to be.
Yeah, I guess that's what I guess Google's trying to spin it now. They're trying to make it sound like they're doing something about it and then saying, yeah,
Yeah,
y'all can walk out. It's okay. We support y'all.
right.
Meanwhile, they're like, but we still have however many employees still working. So
Exactly. And
all over, just like it did with Andy Rubin when he came out with the essential phone.
yeah. But if they're trying to spin it, if you've only got 1,500 employees walking out worldwide, I guess you're spinning it pretty good because that's not much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nothing worldwide. That's what I was telling you in
Yeah.
the article. The one they were writing it as it was happening, but it was happening first in like China or
Right.
somewhere.
Because that
It
would be
hadn't
the
even
earliest.
it hadn't even happened here yet.
Right.
So just you know what I mean? 1,500 in worldwide is nothing.
Yeah. And of course, now this in this article, it does say uh, organizers told the New York Times that 1,500 planned. So I don't guess we have any real number of how many employees actually did partake in the walkout, you know. But I agree with, yeah, on the Me Too movement, everybody gets to accuse everybody, and all of a sudden, their reputation is shot. But at the same time, somebody's got to stop this. So I kind of agree with the walkout stuff.
Yeah, the walkout's good. The Me Too, yeah, the whole thing is kind of the problem now. I think is that it's not really defined about what it is. Just like the one guy, it's off topic, but that one guy, I don't know if he was a comedian, where he basically sounded like he came on too strong to the girl, and
Right.
she ran him through the mud. Like, you
Yeah.
know,
And that's the thing. We're at the point where how do you tell who's telling the truth? How do you tell what's real and what's not real? You know.
mm,
So, but I think in the case of Andy Rubin, and obviously with the 48 employees they fired, well, that must have been real. So I think they have to keep that up. But I think more companies have to take a stronger stand on this. That's just my take, because the only other take I have, and yes, I'm old, and yes, I'm from Jersey. You hand them to a bunch of fathers of girls, let them go back in the back alley. We'll take care of it. That's
yeah,
my take.
yeah, for real. Yeah,
All right, so
every
let's
once in a
move
while
on.
you catch that in the news, George. There'll be somebody and say that their daughter was something was done to their kid, and then you see the guy going to jail, and he's like, "I'm glad to go," and they show the other guy's face, and he
Yeah, that
even
would be me.
yeah,
That would be me. That would be me. I'd be saying I'm glad to go too, as long as I get my shot in, I'm good. You know. But of course, I was raised in Hudson County, and back in the day, that was nothing but mafia territory. So I guess I still have that attitude.
yeah. They were trying.
Anyway,
Google was just trying to get away from the bad press. Come on, move. Google was just trying to get away from the bad press. That's all.
as any company would, so you can't blame them. But they really need to put their foot down on this stuff. And the good thing about this stuff being in the news is that it kind of forces Google and every other company to keep an eye on this stuff. You know,
Yeah.
so hopefully it'll get better. All right, moving on to some real tech stuff. I am now, as of today, 1 week with my
Sure.
iPhone 10R. Okay, I got the product read because I've never had one.
Nice.
And I have to say, I am loving this phone. I really am.
Oh man, George, I didn't think you would say it.
Hey, I'm honest, man. That's straight up. I love this phone. What surprises me, I am loving the gestures, and of
They're,
course the Face ID,
the gestures
because
on iPhone are great, man.
yeah, the gestures are just awesome. They work fine. I don't even know if I have them all down pat yet, but I've been using it for a week, and I've been taking it to work. I'm finding the battery life on this thing to be, I think it's so far pretty phenomenal. Because I'm getting normally with most of my phones with good battery life, I get through a day. By this time of night, I am down to about 35, 30, 25%. This thing, it's like 50, 45% by this time of night. I've already charged it since I came home, but I'm finding the battery life on this thing to be really, really awesome. So I'm very impressed. And as I told everybody, I will not be giving up on it and selling it in 6 months. I'll probably be carrying this iPhone and an Android phone every day. And when I switch Android phones, I'll just keep the iPhone with me. So far, I'm loving everything about it. Now, Will, you need to be telling me, oh, the first person, of course, who did a FaceTime with me, the only person up till now, was Will. He made sure he got on. And FaceTime is awesome. I got to give him that. I like Duo on Android, but FaceTime seems to be cleaner, clearer. Am I right, Will?
It's I mean, I don't know how
Compared to
I don't
Duo.
know. It's easier, I think. I don't know how much better quality wise it is. I know it's easier. The only
Okay.
thing that I don't like is that you can't do it with everybody. If the person doesn't have an iPhone, you're kind of
Yeah.
that's what I don't like. But that's
Yeah.
what Google could have capitalized on that, but we all know Google.
Well, we know your opinion on that. That's for sure. Uh,
George, George, Six said you don't miss the lack of fast charging.
no, not so
Now,
far. But
Six, in
but
fairness,
six
he
on a normal day, I come home from work. When I get ready to eat dinner, I just tend to plug my phones in. Period. Now on Saturday and Sunday, when I'm not working, well, Tuesday and Thursday too, I I probably go longer on any of my phones without charging. And I'm finding, I'll go 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night without charging on those days. And so far, this one is king. But no, I don't miss the fast charging, even though I'm spoiled with the One Plus and with some of the other fast charging phones. But so far, I'm loving the phone. So, Will, is there anything you should be telling me in public that I need to learn, or any tips you want to give me while we're on?
nah, just message me, George. I'll be
Okay.
all
Yeah,
right.
and one thing I should do, Will, tell me if I'm wrong. I should try to send a fairly big video to it, right? Because according to you, it
Oh,
does way better than any Android phone.
there's a limit, but you can send a pretty long video. Yeah,
Okay, all right. So I
video.
got I got to try that. Of course, I'm going to have to send it to you and or Mike because you're the only
Told
people
you
that I'm fairly
we gotta
close
get
to.
FaceTime going. You updated, right?
Yes, yes,
Right.
yeah. Well, when
To,
when you when you notified us about the update, I think Mike and I both didn't even know it was there.
okay, yeah, we gotta
And
get the FaceTime going.
now I don't remember seeing the update. How do you get that notification?
Go to it should have popped up on your settings, the settings thing. If you go to settings, it should be under general. You should see it.
Okay, but you're saying it should have popped up by itself, right?
It showed the little red badge and said update to 12 point. I believe it's 12
Oh,
point.
okay, okay. Oh, that's right. So yeah, after I did go there, I did see that. Okay, but yeah,
Yeah,
see,
but
I'm
yeah, once you
as you
get the
can tell,
update going.
folks, I'm still learning this stuff. Will is still my guru, so anything that I don't learn, blame it on Will.
Did you make your Did you make your Memoji yet?
Of course, at first I did a few of the ones that were there, but I made my own. Yeah, 3 days ago.
I know you threw the
Uh,
cowboy hat on it.
yes, of course I did. Now, let me go see if I can find it.
All right, now you
Uh,
know, George. We need an intro to one of your videos with the Memoji.
yeah, you're probably right. Here,
Yeah,
tell
that's
me
what
if
we need.
can you guys see that? Here, the top one is the one I did wrong. The bottom one is the one I did right.
Yeah.
But the first thing that struck me about when you're making me emoji, first it gets the picture of your face, and the take that Apple has on what I look like just kind of surprised me.
No, you gotta make it. You don't
Yeah,
take a
but
you just
it
make it.
starts with taking your some kind of snapshot of you, doesn't it?
No, you make it from the beginning. You do it. You pick the face, the shape of your face, your
Oh yeah,
head.
and I did all of that, but
You
you
don't take a
start with
picture.
something that your phone catches from you, right?
You don't even got to take a picture. You don't do nothing.
Well,
It just
that's what I did. That's how
built.
I did it. All right, so obviously, folks, I have a lot to learn.
But yeah, you gotta. You can make as many of them as you want too.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to be in my second childhood, so I'll play.
you gotta you gotta make the Memoji, and then you can get on and do FaceTime with your Memoji.
What are you saying here in the comments that you started hijacking people? What does that mean?
In the game, we talking about the game.
Oh, okay. You're talking
Redemption.
about
Pulled
Red
over
Dead
on
Redemption.
the thing. I was just robbing the people on the.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, now let's go to our next topic first. Let's go ahead and talk about Red Dead Redemption because I know I haven't downloaded it all. So you go ahead and tell people about it and tell them what you think about it.
Oh, the game is ridiculous. If you ever played, I'm sure everybody in here knows about it. If you ever played a GTA or Grand Theft Auto, the newer ones, 5, 4, it's bigger than that. The game is insane, man. There's so much stuff you can do. You go hunting, you can go fishing, you can do everything. I had never played the first one. I believe that was on PlayStation 2 or 3. I didn't play that one. So
Okay.
I got this one and I didn't realize that game is huge. There's so much stuff you could do. Like Six was saying earlier, you pretty much forget, like, because it's supposed to be, you have a set thing that you're supposed to do, but it's not linear. So
Well,
you can pretty much do
what
whatever
do you
you
mean
want.
a set thing?
It's like, like back in the day, George, they had like Mario. Your goal was to go from point A to point
Right.
B, and that was it.
Right. Right.
This one is like you still have that goal at the end to do certain things, but the
Mm-hmm.
way that you do it is up to you. So you can literally be in the forest somewhere and just forget all about the next thing and go do something completely different. You
All
can
right. So you
go
can take all
find
kinds of
rabbit.
different routes and come back around.
Yeah. So the game
Okay.
is huge. Like they say it's 60 hours, but the game is huge. I don't even know if I ever finish it. The game is
So
forever.
I can relate to Grand Theft Auto, but I haven't played that for years. So, but I used
Yeah.
to play
And
that kind of stuff all the time.
like Six said, it's the prequel to the first one, and I never played the first one, so I was
Okay.
starting fresh. The game is so big, man. It's so detailed. Like usually on a game, if you shoot somebody or whatever, some games you won't have to. You'll hit reload and he just reloads. This one they actually have an animation where they'll show you, if you have a like, because again the guns are old, they'll show
Right.
you like actually loading the gun. It's crazy. The game is
Okay.
crazy.
Now, but this is only for PlayStation, right?
Nah, it's on PlayStation and Xbox. I don't know
And
if they have a mobile version yet.
they have one for Xbox. Now I
Yeah,
have an
yeah.
Xbox One. Could I play with an Xbox One?
No, it's not on there. You
I
need the
didn't
new
think
one.
so. Okay.
You need the
So
new one.
you need to buy me an
Yeah,
X.
the
We're
new
saying
one.
you need to buy me an Xbox, right?
Yeah, super chat for George's Xbox.
Yeah. Somebody sent $400 to the.
George, I'm telling you, if you start playing it, you'll that game. You can get lost in that game. It's
This is
crazy.
why I stopped playing games because I guess I stopped playing games 5.5 years ago because I used to get hooked on games big time and I
Yeah,
stay with them.
yeah. You see what Six said? Six said it's 60 hours if you just do the main story. If you don't go off and do nothing else, but there's so
Right,
much other stuff. Like I was playing yesterday, and I'm in the beginning. I
right.
was like supposed to be going to hunt for this bear, and they let you decide if you want to stay or go back with the guy. So I stayed and got the bear, and then you skin him and take his. Oh, it's crazy.
Now, is it realistic enough that does the bear have a chance that he might kill you?
Oh yeah, man, the bear jumped on me and everything. I had to
Okay.
stab it. It was it's crazy, man. You gotta lay traps and put bait down, and you gotta track the bear through the woods. It's
Okay, so
crazy.
that's realistic. I like that.
That game is
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
see
right.
Six tag you in some photos so you can see how good it looks.
Okay.
Everybody's been posting photos of the game.
It sounds good,
It's
but
real good.
one of
Get all
these
these.
days I'll get a
Yeah,
console that I can play with, but I don't have one at the moment. So,
yeah.
all right. So the next thing up, like since I've had so many phones this week, is my Nokia 7.1. Now, of course, this is a $350 phone. And the reason I got it is because I had the Nokia 6.1, which you all know I did plenty of coverage on. And so I wanted to compare it to the Nokia 7.1. I've had this one since Sunday, and I've used, at first I was using the iPhone and this as my two daily drivers. But since then, yesterday, I picked up the OnePlus 6T. And I've got to tell you, let's see if I can show you the finger unlock on the screen here. Am I on the screen? I'm not real good at turning around on the camera, am I? Okay, let's lock it. See that? That's pretty quick to me. Of course, it's not going to work now
Do it
because I
again.
did that.
Do it
Let me
again.
do it. Let me do it again. You have to give it a good press usually. See, that's fast. I'll do it again. I think it's fast enough. Now, of course, the guys on Android Central podcast was saying yesterday, and of course, these are the super techies who know a lot more than I do. They don't like it. They like the regular fingerprint scanners because they were saying the regular fingerprint scanners have gotten to the point where it'll do it in, I think, 0.2 of a second to a half a second. And they say with all the phones that have an in-screen fingerprint sensor, the quickest it'll ever do is a half a second. And Andrew was saying it might take up to a second, second and a half. So maybe he's right, but this is my first one with an in-screen fingerprint sensor, and I am loving it. But that's just me, and I'm an old man, so who knows? Anyway, but so far, both the Nokia 7.1 and the 6T, I am loving both these phones just like I am the iPhone. Now, I only carry two phones with me at all times, so the Nokia, I'm taking it out tomorrow to do some video and some photos, and I'll be doing the same thing with the 6T. And so I'm going to be busy probably for a few months with all three of these phones, and I'll be doing phone comparisons. I'll be comparing the 6T to the 5T, which I have back there, and I'll be comparing them both to the iPhone, and so there'll be a lot of comparisons. You people know I do video and photo comparisons a lot, so that's what's coming up for me.
Now, George,
Yeah.
couple questions.
Right.
You updated on T-Mobile. Did you do the trade-in?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now
I was gonna say, you know, the things called the updates are gonna take longer.
yes, there's an article that said the
You
updates
can't
will
do
take
the
a
beta,
little bit longer on T-Mobile, and they didn't say how much longer.
and you can't do the betas.
Right. But let me tell you, and we had Munchie's not in here, but I did try to explain it to him in a response on one of the videos. Munchie had specifically said he thought I would not be able to do a trade-in and get the $300 discount because I pay full price up front, and the trading was ostensibly for those who are paying month to month. But the store manager Yolanda found a way to do it. Kind
They
of.
just give you your credits, right?
Well, we took $100 off right off the bat. So that first 100 I got back right away. And that paid mostly taxes. The other 200, well, as soon as I purchased it, we turned right around and I paid it off right off the bat, right there while I was still in the store. And then it became the other 200 will come off my bill month to month to month. So I ended up trading in the V30 for it.
Okay.
So, That's how it works. So you got something off right away, and then the rest comes off. So my bill will be less. Yeah.
All right, let me see what I got else. I got. Oh, did you get? So you didn't get the update yet for the night mode, right?
Uh, I didn't even look.
For the camera.
Now, where am I looking for the night mode?
It should be in the camera.
Okay, that's right. I thought the night mode was coming. Yeah, it's right. It's there right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I thought so. I thought it came with the night mode, which it did. So yeah, because I haven't done any updates yet. I haven't gotten any updates yet. So that's another thing I'm going to have to do a lot of testing with because this phone has the night mode, and the P20 is that the other one that has the night mode,
Yeah.
and then the Pixel, right?
Yeah, and the Pixel. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking. I think these three phones are kind of going to start making night mode a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. That
But
Pixel, the Pixel night mode is ridiculous.
yeah, now I saw some pictures on a few videos and a few articles showing the difference between regular mode and night mode. And I think it was Andrew again of Android Central that made the point that there are some pictures that it makes it so bright it looks like a daytime picture and it stops looking like a nighttime
Yeah,
picture.
you lose the actual picture. Yeah, what you were
Yeah,
trying to capture.
yeah, because it kind of takes the blacks away.
Yeah.
But it's from what I've seen, it looks like I don't know 70-75% of the time. It's pretty phenomenal the difference, you know. So I'll be trying it on this probably tomorrow because I know we're going out tomorrow night for dinner. So it'll be interesting to see. But anyway, to me, that's kind of exciting stuff.
I think it'll look pretty nice, like they were saying. Like if you go to like a restaurant and it's dark,
Yeah,
take a photo in there. I think it might look pretty good.
yeah. So I'll probably be trying it sometime tomorrow night. And if it's not dark in there, because this particular restaurant isn't usually that dark, but I'll probably come outside and shoot some in the parking lot too. And I know it'll be dark enough out there to test it out.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
So,
what do you think, George? You were the only one. You said they were picking one up at that time, right?
oh no, Joe Williams picked one up.
No, no, no. I mean, at your store.
Oh yes, because see, I'm I'm in Ottawa, Tennessee, which is an outskirt, and I mean the very first outskirt to the east of Chattanooga. So we're kind of small
Yeah.
because the guy had told me when I went in on Wednesday or Tuesday that they may or may not get them in. Well, when I walked in the store, I got there at 10 o'clock yesterday morning. When they opened, they had two in the store, and I got the first one. Yeah. Because if they didn't have it, I was going to drive down to the Chattanooga store, which of course is bigger. It's in the mall. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
But
do you think they're like, are they pushing it? Was it on display? Was it?
yes, yes, it was right out there on display. But they only had two at the moment. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, my impression is they're going to push it, and that's what Russell Holly on Android Central had said in the podcast. He said it's been his experience with T-Mobile employees, excuse me, that they usually kind of know their tech stuff pretty well, and they tend to get excited about new phones that nobody ever heard of. So he thought that would be the case here, and that's been my experience with T-Mobile employees too. I found them to be very helpful and usually pretty knowledgeable, and I've heard people like Joe Williams and others say walking into some other stores, the employees don't seem to know anything. So I think the T-Mobile employees, maybe they're trained right, maybe they hire the right people who just are excited about tech in the first place. But I think it makes for a good experience, and I think it might help them push the OnePlus 6T.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm hoping. I never thought I'd see the day where OnePlus would be next to a Samsung or LG or an iPhone. That's crazy.
but I think it's awesome because I think
Yeah, it's
OnePlus
good.
certainly deserves to be next to them, don't you?
Yeah, it's good because it's going to shake everything up.
Yeah, yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
And now they got
All right.
Verizon support, so that'll
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
good thing.
and you can just pop in your Verizon card and you're good to go. And that's the
Yeah,
first time that's happened.
a lot of people who who wouldn't even look at OnePlus because they were on Verizon. Now they can
Right,
take a
right,
second.
exactly. And Verizon still has more customers than anybody else.
Yeah. If that red phone can get in the store, OnePlus should be able to be sold because I can't believe they're selling that.
Are they
I can't
selling? Are they selling the red in Verizon?
at I think it's AT&T. They said you can order it.
Okay, okay.
That
You know,
phone, that phone.
I saw that Marquez put out his review of the red today, but I didn't. I was working. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet. But
Yeah, I didn't watch
from,
it.
from what you've seen about them, I am pretty not impressed. What about you?
Everybody, I saw Unbox Therapy had a video out earlier. I watched this afternoon, and he was just like the speakers. He was like for the bezels to be that big and everything, the speakers aren't good. The camera, he said the camera's blurry. He was like, he said, I guess it's nice that they're I guess experimenting.
Right.
But he was like, this is it's not good, you
And
know.
wouldn't you think, at the very least, being a camera company, they could have got the cameras right?
Yeah. Yeah, but do you see how much the phone costs? The phone is like $1,400.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm not
I don't
surprised.
even know what I can't even imagine what AT&T is asking for that every month.
Well, do you know what a basic red camera costs? The
Yeah,
most basic red
no.
phone it costs $58,000.
Yeah, but this is a phone and they have no name as far as a phone goes. They're crazy.
No, that's true. They have no phone name, but they're
The chip is
banking on
old.
being.
What is the chip? A year old? I think it's got the 835.
Oh, it's the 835. I didn't realize that.
Old. The chip
Okay.
is old. It comes out, I think, on the old Android version. It's almost stock though, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's I don't know. Nobody's
So I
buying
guess
that.
my initial impression was kind of right based on
Nobody's
Unbox
buying
Therapy.
that.
And
Yeah,
I know a lot of people give Lou and Unbox Therapy a lot of heat, but I've always found him to be a pretty straight up guy. That, to me, he tells the truth as he sees, and that's it. So that's what I like about him. You know, and the
yeah,
same thing with MKBHD. Yeah,
yeah. Lou was just like, he was like, well, let's see if they at least got the camera right, and the camera wasn't good.
yeah.
He was
That
like,
that
for the bezels to be like this, he was like, the speakers aren't good. He
yeah.
was like,
That's
I'm
it.
just not impressed. And I
So
just
who's
Marcus,
going to go out and spend $1,300 for it?
yeah, and Marcus, his title was just like, I wanted it to be good, so I know he's his
Yeah.
review must be.
Yeah, because he has been using red cameras for years now. And
Yeah.
somebody, 4 or 5 years ago, somebody told me his entire rig that he uses with red,
Mhm.
over 100 grand invested in that one rig. You know,
Yeah,
but of course he can afford it. Yeah.
yeah. Either that or they're letting them use it, whatever. But yeah,
No, I think
that's
he's. I think this was like 4 or 5 years ago when somebody told me. I think he was pretty much spending his own money, but he was making a lot of money back. 4 or 5 years ago, he had over 500,000 subscribers. Now he's
yeah.
got what, 8 million?
Yeah, Jason Gill said MKBHD picked it apart, so he must have said
Okay,
the
so yeah,
speakers
I need to
retain.
watch that tomorrow. Except I'm going to be super busy tomorrow. All right, so let's move on to the story that you found about Apple and their phone sales. So you go ahead and
Yeah,
talk
they
about that.
basically Apple said they're not going to be saying the number of phones that they sell anymore, and it seems like it's because their sales aren't growing year over year. Wasn't that it, George? The
Yes,
sales
that's what it said.
sales of their phones weren't growing year over year, which I guess you
And
could
as
take one of two ways. That's how I look at it. But
yeah, but as I said to you when we were talking before the broadcast, to uh, a board, to stockholders, that means you're losing money. Which, as much as a capitalist as I am, I think that's ridiculous. If I made $10 million in profit this year, and I make $10 million in profit last year, you're telling me that's a loss. I think that's stupid and ridiculous and extremely greedy. But because their sales are flat year over year, I guess they think they're in trouble. So go ahead, Will.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I look at it one or two ways, and then thinking of that too, George. I just saw an article. They're going to start selling refurbished iPhone 8s. Apple is for like 499, which is that's a deal. But
I think that's a pretty good deal. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, everybody's sales have been down.
Yeah.
Like Samsung, when Samsung sales, like they think they put out something the other day saying that their mobile was down, but they have so much other stuff that overall they're up a little bit. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's okay for them, but for Apple, for the sales to go down for Apple is a big hit because that's their main thing is the phones.
Right. Right.
But
And at the same time, I don't think Apple would ever want to admit to anybody that they aren't continuously growing. You know.
and then yeah, just like just like he's saying in the Jason Gill said, they can't. they can't, they got to reach a plateau at some point. But the thing is, Apple is like,
Exactly.
if you buy an iPhone, like, I'm sure you see it. People still use iPhone 5s, iPhone 6s, iPhone,
Exactly.
some people still have iPhone 5Cs and 5S and all that.
Yep.
So even though their sales might not seem like they're doing good, when that person finally decides to buy another phone, they're going to buy an iPhone. Whereas if somebody's got a Samsung, you might leave and go to an iPhone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the
I agree.
crossover isn't going to be as big. So for them to be
Yeah.
making a big deal out of it, to me, isn't. It's not like Apple's flopping. They're just people might not be buying the new model of the phone, but eventually, when their phone they got now dies, they're going to go back and buy an iPhone because you can't get FaceTime anywhere. You can't get iMessage anywhere. You can't get iOS.
Right.
All the so.
And these are all the things you sold me on the phone with. But
But those are the things that you can't get. So you're always going to have to come back to iPhone. If you have a
exactly.
MacBook and you want it to be seamless, whatever, you're going to go to an iPhone. You can't go nowhere else.
Right.
So,
but I still think the not reporting the sales numbers is a pure response to their stockholders. That's my guess.
Yeah, they don't want it to. Yeah, they don't want them to see the numbers going down. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not even going down, just not
going up.
Yeah.
So.
But I just think of it like if I was a stockholder, I guess I would look at it that way too. But then I would think like, but that means the product that they made is real good, and people are still using the older iPhone because just like we always say, there's no real reason to upgrade with an iPhone every year. There's no, there's nothing really to push you to upgrade unless you just have to have the latest iPhone or the latest Apple Watch or
exactly, which some people do,
or the latest $1,800 iPad, George.
yeah. You go ahead and buy me one of those.
Ridiculous. That is crazy. I wish I would spend that on it. Oh my god.
Well, they were saying when on the Android Central, they were talking about it, and for the one that all of them would buy, it would be $2,000 for an iPad. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I like what they did with the pen being able to stick on the side and charge. To me, all that should have been on the first iPad Pro.
I agree.
But I like that part of it. But there's no way I'll spend not for no terabyte of storage. Jay Will put out a video saying that Apple's really crazy the way that that's what they're doing. They're upcharging you for storage. It's the same product, but to go from 64 to the next level is the price jump is crazy.
Yeah, but every time people have said, "Oh, what Apple's doing is crazy price-wise," they always sell a lot, and I wouldn't doubt it's going to happen again. And if it does sell, I think we'll be paying $1,500 for Apple phones, not too distant future.
Yeah. Wow, Six said that the new Apple Pencil's $200. It probably is.
That's right. Yeah, no, they were saying that on the podcast too in Android Central. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, the pen is nice though, but yeah, there's no way
$200 worth of nice.
I wouldn't even spend $800 on a tablet because
neither would I. But I guess Apple people would, and a lot more obviously.
Yeah, 64 gigs should be gone. Just like he said, they shouldn't even make that no more.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I mean, Apple, they're gonna make their money on from being Apple because you can't get what Apple has nowhere else. Just like I always say, George, they got the exclusivity thing. They got it down. They know what they're doing.
The exclusivity thing that you keep saying that Google should have.
Google should have did that, and Google's stupid because they went ahead and did it. We missed all these. They went ahead and did it on dumb things like the charger. Nobody cares about. You know what I mean?
They did it on the
That's
charger
not
this time.
a major thing. Like
except that charger
makes people mad.
Yeah, but their charger will charge a Pixel phone, a Pixel 3 faster than any other charger, and they did that on purpose.
It'll charge, because they want you to buy their made by Google accessories.
Exactly. So they specifically made it so that it'll charge faster than any other wireless charger you could get.
But just like they were saying on the podcast, it might be a safety thing or whatever.
Right.
But it's dumb though, because if you're going to do that, then you should say, all right, you can't. They would have to go all the way. Like you can't wirelessly charge your Pixel on nothing else.
Yeah, and that would to me would make sense, and that would be an Apple type thing. Yeah, and I agree with you there. They should have done that.
I can still drop it on a Samsung charger. It's going to take longer, or I can just
Exactly.
plug it in. They gave me a fast charger. That's
Right.
not something where I'm going to say, "Oh, I got to go get a Google charger just for the hub thing or whatever that comes with it."
Yeah.
Apple's got software stuff that you can't get anywhere, and if you want that, you have to come back to an iPhone.
Exactly.
Now,
So,
did you get your hub, George? Your Google hub?
no, no. Because I've got three phones in a week. I'll
Wait,
probably wait till next month.
hold up. Night Tech said he got a an iPad Pro. Is that $75? Dang, how did he do that? How did he get that for
75
$75?
iPad Pro 9.7. Now, how old is that?
See, look at him. He got everything Apple. See that? He got an XS
That's right.
Max,
He did say
iMac,
he was
Apple
going to
Watch, and
total Apple
AirPods.
experience. That's true.
See?
He made a video about that.
Yeah, see, he went all the way in. That's
All right, Anthony's in both feet. All right, Anthony.
we got to get George. We got to get George to the Apple Watch. That's what we got to do.
That's not going to happen.
George, you got to give it a
If
shot.
I were going to buy another Apple product, I would do something like what Night Tech is on. I'd probably get. How do you get an iPad Pro for $75? I don't understand that.
I don't know, but that's
Anthony,
crazy. I
you
don't
need
care
to
what.
send me. You need to send me some kind of info about that because I could do that.
I don't care what model it is, but for that price, yeah, you can't not get it. George,
Yeah.
I'm gonna find you an Apple Watch, George. I'm
No,
gonna
no, you're
find
not. I'm not buying an Apple Watch, but get me that iPad Pro for $75. I'll buy that. I'll tell you right here
Apple
on
Watch.
screen. I'll buy that.
I'm gonna buy you an Apple Watch, and I'm gonna mail it to you.
You're gonna buy me one.
Yeah, and I'm gonna mail it to you for Christmas.
You want to give me something for Christmas? Hold my Christmas money until till after CES, and then I'll tell you what to buy me.
Yeah, man, you gotta try it, George.
Okay, Anthony's saying, Night Tech is saying he got it on Let Go. Okay, I need to take a look at that because if that's the case, I'll get one of those.
Yeah,
Right.
see, it's a seamless experience.
Well, that's the only reason I'd get it because I want to have that seamless experience on
See, I
something
want
that I
you.
can afford.
I want you to try the seamless experience on the Apple Watch, so you
That's not
can.
happening
So
because
you can.
I'm not spending the money for an Apple Watch.
George,
I'm
that's
just
why we're gonna find you a cheaper one. We're gonna find you a cheap one.
first.
What would
First,
be the most?
first,
What
let
would be
me
the most
get this
you
iPad Pro for $75, and I'll be good to go.
Oh man, you got to give it a shot, man. Even though
Sucking
I
me,
told you,
sucking me into the Apple world, man.
got to try it. You've tried Android Wear or whatever. Now you gotta, you
I,
know, you only need one, George. You don't even gotta.
right
You
now,
don't
I'm
gotta
wearing
have
the
the
Versa, so I
newest one.
say I use all kinds of things.
You don't gotta have the newest one. You just gotta have this maybe the Series 2.
I am not buying an
He's
Apple.
got me on. He's got me on Let Go right now. Look,
Don't you know old folks are stubborn and set in their ways?
I'm working on you. I'm working on you. How did he find that? That's crazy.
Okay, I have one more thing on our list, and that is now you have the Pixel 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't got
Now,
no third. Oh wait, George. Let me tell you the story because I don't think I told you.
okay,
All right, this is what happened. You know, I pre-ordered, right, George?
right.
Pre-ordered on the 9th. So I think they started shipping on like the 16th or the 17th from Google.
Okay.
Google emails me and they're like, "There's a problem with your order." So, and I was at work. This was like 5 o'clock. Then I got another email that said it was from FedEx. My label's been created. Your order's on its way. Then I got an email from my credit card company telling me that Google tried to double charge me for the phone. So they were trying to charge me like 2,000 something dollars. So I get out of work, I call Google, and they were like, yeah, there was a problem with your order, but it looks like it shipped anyway. So I said, okay. So I called my credit card company, and they were like, yeah, they tried to double charge you. We blocked the second one because it looked like fraud,
Good for them.
and they billed you. So I said, all right. So my phone comes, maybe like 2 days later, maybe. Google calls. Well, they didn't call me. They emailed me again. The same guy emailed me, and he says, what did he tell me? Um, there was a problem with your processing your payment, is what he told, what he told me. But
Okay.
your your phone shipped out. So I said, well, y'all still have the, my credit card told me y'all billed me.
Right.
But he was like, all right, so we'll see. We'll get it resolved. This was like end of October, maybe 20,
Okay.
30, something like that. He was like, we'll get it resolved and, whatever. So I was like, all right. Credit card company said, yeah, the problem is they put the hold when I pre-ordered, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to drop the hold after like 2 or 3 days.
Right.
When it's time to ship it, they bill me.
Right.
They never dropped the hold. So basically,
Oh, so no wonder there was a problem.
I didn't pay nothing for this phone yet.
Right.
And the guy emailed me like the 29th, and he was like,
That's
if you,
3 days ago.
yeah, he said, if you send the phone back, we'll give you a $25 Google Play credit. And I was like, he was like, or you can keep the phone and maybe we'll get it situated, or maybe the hold will just fall off. So I was like, I'll choose option B and just keep the
Yeah,
phone.
me too.
So he was like, yeah, that's fine. So basically, I haven't paid yet. I'm just waiting for the hold to fall off. It's been like a month.
So the hold may not fall off, or you may have a free Pixel 3.
Yeah, basically.
Now you have the XL.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So let's segue into the other part of
Haven't
the
paid it.
story.
Now
So
we can talk about all the bugs, George, because
yeah, well, this is the latest bug. This, as far as I know, this is the latest bug. Supposedly, this glitch is coming up, causing a second virtual uh, notch on the side of the phone, right?
yeah, it's making that software thing how they have it in developer options where you can check notches, how it would look on the side, look on the corners, look on the top, and all that. Some people have a notch growing out the side of
Yeah,
the
they're
side.
just
I don't
popping
know.
up on their own, right?
Yeah, I haven't had that. Um, I don't use the
And it,
photo frame thing, so that was another bug. People are saying that when you put it on, because I got the charger too. They're saying when
right,
you put it on the charger, that the photo frame thing doesn't work for some people.
okay.
I never really use it, so I haven't noticed that one. Um, what else?
Well, there's at least two or three other
Oh,
glitches.
there's the memory thing. It does do that. They got to fix the RAM management because if you're listening to like a podcast or and then you open the camera, it'll stop
Right,
your music. So they
right,
got to
okay.
push a fix out for that. And I think they did. I think they acknowledged that one because I'm guessing that's the same one that's causing it not to save
The
photos.
notch. Yeah,
Some people are saying when they take pictures. I haven't had that. They'll take
yeah,
a
and there
picture
was
and
a bunch of people that were taking pictures, and all of a sudden the photos weren't saved.
the pictures aren't saved. I haven't
Yeah,
had none of those. Um, the only one I've had was the the RAM thing, but not the photo thing. That hasn't happened for me.
okay,
Um, Overall, though, I like the phone. I knew what I was getting, but
right.
especially since it's free, I'm I'm really loving it now. I'm really loving it now. But
Oh,
yeah,
just want to mention Anthony and Nitech said he just bought the T-Mobile 6T, and it'll be there on Monday. So I'm loving that phone, Anthony. Just let you know. Now, of course, I love my 5T, and I'm loving that in-display fingerprint. Anyway, but now people generally know, and if you look at some of my articles, people pretty much know I'm really a Google fanboy, and I'm still a Google fanboy. But you don't find it to be pretty inexcusable that Google releases $1,000 phone and there's four kind of major bugs that a lot of people are having? I think that's a big problem,
I
you know?
mean, it's the to me the major ones. I don't really know what the fix was that everybody's using for the notch thing.
Right.
To me, the big ones are the photo thing
The photo thing's a big one.
and I guess the RAM. I mean,
Yeah.
every year though, every time something's released, it has a it's got a bug. Like
Yeah,
I don't know.
but but for $1,000 phone,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
look,
see
but
Samsung and
George,
Apple releasing
but
phones that
George,
have.
if you look at it, they all have bugs. It's just different bugs. Like look at
Yeah,
Apple.
but I don't see
Apple's phone,
Samsung and Apple
some
releasing
people the phones were
$1,000 phones that have these kind of bugs.
yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
listen, but George, sometimes the iPhones wasn't charging. You know what I mean? They all
Yeah, they
have.
have that. It's true.
It's just different. It's just a different. I don't know. To me,
But
it's
it,
always something. When you buy
but with the Pixel, they seem to be multiplying. Oh, every week there's another one, you know, and it just seems pretty. Something's wrong, you know.
I just think it's just Android. I think Android is that's just I think that's just how Android is, man.
No, no, because you just said Apple's phones weren't charging. That's not Android.
No, no, I'm just saying like for the Pixel, I think it's just an Android thing.
Well, then
Like
how come this not happening to Samsung?
no, I mean stock Android. Because
Oh,
even when I had like the ever since the first Pixel, the Bluetooth was terrible. The second Pixel to me, the Bluetooth wasn't good.
the
When
second
I had
Pixel
the
had all kinds of screen
yeah,
issues too.
when I had the 6P, my Bluetooth wasn't good. It
And see,
wouldn't
my
like
6P is still
so
fine to this day.
um like I don't know, I always have issues. This one, the RAM thing is the thing that bothers me. The photo thing hasn't happened, but
Right.
for me, that's
Right.
all I've really had.
It
The
just seems
speaker
like it's too much in one phone, too many issues.
this year though, I'm hoping that they can fix most of it in software. You
I
know,
would think.
the screen is good. I've had no issues no issues with my screen. The
Yeah,
camera's
thank God.
great, right angle's great.
Yeah.
It's just but whatever. Right now I'm good. I ain't pay for it, so
Excuse me.
I didn't even pay for the phone.
Yeah,
So
that's good. I mean, the way it's going, you may end up with a free phone, period.
yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention with the 6T, both the front and back cameras, all the sensors are wide sensors. So no matter which way you take a picture, you're going to get a pretty wide picture, which I think is cool. Yeah.
All right, George, I got a question because Sean is saying the screen on the XR is good. I know the screen is good; it looks decent. What do you think is going to be? What do you think is more important right now, the XR or OnePlus being on T-Mobile? Like, you think Apple's
10
price point? You think Apple's price point is? You know what I mean?
I think the 10R is going to outsell everything,
No, I know
period.
it's going to outsell it, but I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think is going to have more impact? The fact that
I
Apple makes the
I
phone
think that
that
I
much,
think the
or
10R is going to make more impact. As much as I love OnePlus and as much as I love the 6T, like the screen being not being OLED on the 10R,
mm-hmm.
I think this screen is just gorgeous. I love this screen, and now, of course, I don't have the S or the S Max, but I think this thing has a beautiful screen. I just absolutely love it. And of course, it's Retina display.
Liquid
So
Retina, George.
liquid Retina. Sorry.
You got to get Apple's marketing term right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So I just from the day I got it, I kept looking at the screen. I kept saying to myself, I think this is a beautiful screen, and I still think so. So
Apple wasn't gonna put out new junk, but
exactly, actually, and who's better at optimizing than Apple? Well, nobody. You know.
yeah, that XR is gonna sell like crazy, man. That
Yeah,
thing's gonna
I agree.
sell.
I agree. Well, wait till Christmas. I'll bet you they'll release those numbers.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. When they start
look
putting
what
that
look what we did. We
deals and all that,
stomped you all into the ground.
yeah, that thing's gonna be their big seller. I'm wondering what they're gonna do next year because now that they got that price point, they're gonna have to. I would think they're gonna have to, do that every year.
Yes, but Will, nobody tells Apple they have to anything. They're Apple. Come on now.
Yeah.
They have to sell an iPad for less than $1,800. No, we don't either.
Yeah. Oh, George, we didn't even talk about it. Apple went USB-C on the iPads, the new
Okay,
ones.
I didn't even know about that. Go ahead, you
Yeah,
talk about it.
they went USB-C now. So that's what Jay Will was saying. He was like, I'll just get a He was like, he might just get the 64 and use a what are things called, expandable
Right,
storage.
but see, he's the guy that would know because he has Apple everything.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
went
besides, even though he's an Android guy, he has all the other Apple products.
Yeah, they finally went USB-C. So I'm thinking what they're going to do is next year they'll do it with the iPhones. But their reason to probably be now is what they'll do is they'll probably put the fast charger in the box next year
That would be nice.
because the fast charger with Apple is a USB-C cord. It's a
Right,
USB-C to Lightning. So they'll
right.
probably say we couldn't do it before because you couldn't use fast charging with the, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
USB
yeah, I
whatever
agree.
to Lightning. So
Oh,
that's probably
by the way, Sean is saying the 6T is a beast for stock Android side. I agree. I said in my impressions video that one reason I the 6T is the only launcher that I don't change because it's so much like stock, and it reminds me of the Google Now launcher, which is the launcher I love. So
Yeah, that's the OnePlus launcher is crazy because they let you customize everything. It's
exactly,
great
I love it.
the way they do that.
Yeah. Oh, Mike is in here.
Yeah, he finally Pat's been in here for a while.
Oh, okay. Hey, Pat. Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, Oxygen OS is crazy. I wish Google should have had something like that with all the customizations with your accent colors
Yeah,
and all
that
that.
would be nice.
That's crazy. That's nice how they do that. And of
But
course,
that's not pure Android, is it?
yeah, but the Pixel thing isn't isn't pure Android
Well,
anymore
that's
either.
probably true. Yeah.
It's something completely,
Yeah, Mill Hustles is saying OnePlus uses Oxygen OS, which is one of the best Android variants there is. I agree wholeheartedly. You know.
yeah, it's nice.
And no bloat, which is really nice. Even on the T-Mobile one, there's no bloat really.
Yeah, you got two apps, right?
Uh, T-Mobile app and something else. I don't even remember what. I don't even remember what the other app was. Don't ask me to go find it now because I'm not going to. Yeah, there's one other app, but you certainly won't notice any bloat. But of course, I being a T-Mobile guy, I have the T-Mobile app on every phone I own anyway. So to me, that made no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna have a purple color for T-Mobile.
There's a rumor that it's coming somewhere, but nobody knows for sure, and nobody knows where for sure.
Yeah,
So that's just a rumor at the moment. But they're saying because they're saying that the purple color is coming, that you're probably not going to see a red. And of course, everybody loved the OnePlus Red.
yeah. I like
So
the
I
white.
think
I got the white 6. I like the white.
okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, so we are out of topics, unless you have something else.
So Mike, let me see. Mike said Pat would like the purple one. I'm telling
That's
Mike.
true. Well, I guess I should get the purple one because then I'd be Purple Haze. Oh, I used to sing that song in the band, really.
Oh man. Yeah, let me see. I don't think we got anything else, Drew. I don't think we missed nothing.
No, we got everything. We nailed it down. And you even talked about Red Dead Redemption and
Yeah, we even George even got some gaming talk.
yeah, that's unusual.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. So you're not getting none of the. This is it for you this year, right, George? You're not. I know
Yeah,
you
I'm done.
wasn't.
I'm done with phones now. I'm probably still going to get the Google Home Hub, and we'll see. Well, I may run out to where did Anthony say that iPad $75?
Hmm?
Where did
Oh,
Anthony say?
let it go. Let go.
Let go, let go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go. So you know what? While I'm here, I should at least bring up that website so I don't forget it. So I'm gonna go do that
Yeah.
because if I can really get it for
I think
okay,
it's like kind of like a Craigslist thing, right? So you got to really, you're not finding it for that much. I don't know how he did that. That's crazy.
I think Anthony should just go out and buy me an iPad. I'm
George,
always trying to get you young guys to buy me something. You know that?
George, Alan Anthony said, what about ZTE? They got two new phones.
Yeah, I saw them, but since I'm working on 3 phones in 1 week, I don't have time. But I haven't even had time to watch all the videos on the ZTE phones yet. Uh, Mike is asking how the 10R is doing for me. Mike, I am loving the 10R. I love the gestures. I love the speed. And for me, right now, the battery life is phenomenal. And right now, my two daily drivers are the 10R and the 6T, which I've only had 1 day. And of course, I'm still carrying around the Nokia 7.1. And tomorrow, I'll go out and shooting photos and a little video with both the 6T and the Nokia 7.1. So,
Yeah, I told him, George, you're looking for iPads now. You're converting.
well, I'll look for an iPad if it's $75. Like, Anthony should go out and find that for me or get me one or point me to it or something. So I'm on Let Go now. So, search
Yeah.
Let Go. He said iPad, right? iPad Pro,
Yeah,
right?
an iPad Pro. Yeah.
iPad Pro. I'm just typing in iPad Pro and see what I get. Oh, see, it pops up and you have to click on I'm interested. So it's not even telling me a price. I see, I've never used Let Go, so I have to learn this stuff. All right, I'll be looking around on Let Go. At least I have the website up.
Yeah, you got to find one, George.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's under $100, you can count on me getting one. But if I don't find that, then I'm good.
Yeah, he said. Alan said it's like a crackhead deal. It had to be for $75.
Well, he said it's like Craigslist if he finds the crackhead deals. Well, yeah, some good people are good at that. Well,
Yeah.
Will, you're supposed to be the deal finder. You should find
find
me one for less than $100.
Yeah, not for iPad Pro. You know what though? Best Buy had I think it was the 4 mini for $250 for 128 gig.
Yeah, but I don't want a mini. I don't think I want a
mini. Yeah, that was gone quick though.
Yeah.
Maybe
now Mill Hustles is saying be careful using Let Go. Okay, so do I need to stay away from there?
Yeah, because it's like Craigslist, I think. You know, people just sell it. George, you don't like financing with T-Mobile.
I don't like financing with anybody, anytime, anywhere. I like to pay it and be done.
No promotion.
Yeah, I don't do financing. Period. Ever.
Listen, George.
They might don't do financing. I don't want to owe every month on anything ever. I do that for a car. I do that for a house. That's it.
George, but if they tell you you can get an iPad Pro, whatever, for $1, and you just pay the $10 for the data, you wouldn't get it?
Did I have to pay them every month?
It's just for the data.
No, I'm not. I'm not paying anything by the month. I am not. It's just that's my principle.
Phone bill every month, though. It's the same thing.
I pay what every month?
Phone bill.
Oh, yeah,
if they're not really giving it to you.
I'm paying my phone bill every month for usage of the month. Yes, not that I'm paying off something month by month.
No, but what I'm saying is,
you're saying the data would be. I'm not paying monthly charges. Period.
Oh man! Well, if you find one of those, George, call me.
Look up "stubborn old man." There's probably a picture of me there. Yeah.
Oh man, AT&T always offers me crazy stuff like that. They'll be like,
I'm not doing monthly anything.
Pay $10. I'll be all over that because I'm not leaving AT&T. Just like
well, then you should just get it from me and pay the $10 a month for me. That's
if I find one, George, I'll send it to you.
No. I said and pay the $10 a month for me.
Pay $10 a month
in perpetuity.
Just. Just
all right, man. Not forever, just until I die. How's that?
Okay, that's better.
Now, of course, you should know that back in the 90s, Michigan State, I believe, did a study of thousands of people, and the study found that practically everybody, or maybe everybody, has an idea in their head of when they're going to die, and they found that more than 80% of people die 2 years before or after when they thought they're going to die. My plan has always been 120, so you won't have to pay any later than 122. So you're good.
You're so nice.
I know. I'm just a good-hearted guy.
Only the next 50 years.
Now you need to sing to me. What a man! What a man! George, what a man! What a mighty good man.
George, I wouldn't even live that long. I'll probably be dead before you.
Well, I do expect to outlive some of my grandchildren. That is true. That's not on me. That's on them.
Yeah.
Remember, I promised myself in my 40s I would play tennis for my 100th birthday. I am on track to play tennis for my 100th birthday. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that. Yeah. So.
Man, the way you go, George, you might be playing tennis when you're like 105.
You never know. Could be. Well, you know what started me on that track? Many years ago, there was an afternoon talk show, a variety show, Mike Douglas. And he was on every afternoon, I think at 4:00. And I happened to get home from work early years ago once. And he had this old man skating all over the stage, roller skating. And he asked the guy how old he was. The guy was 106 years old. And Mike asked him, how do you stay in this kind of shape? He said, I roller skate every day. That made an impression on me that it has lasted from that day to this. And this was when I was in my 30s. Okay. So I've always said, if he can do that, I can play tennis at 100.
Yeah, you can. You can do it, George. I'll if you play tennis at 100, I'll come to your game.
Okay.
I'll come to your game.
I'm down with that. I would definitely invite you.
Yeah, I'll be there. I
All
will
right.
be.
So we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. I want to first of all thank everybody who watched live and replay crew. Please spread this around. Send it to your friends and family. Anybody who might be interested in Android phone or iPhone.
That's right.
Now I can say that. Um, and I want to remind anybody what I said in the beginning. Next week, since will still be on vacation on Friday, rather than miss another week, we've decided to move it to Sunday night. So not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday at 8 p.m. And it'll be on Will's channel, just Will. And I will send out a reminder on Friday night and probably sometime Sunday morning, I'll send out another one. So next week will be on Sunday. And then after that, we'll hopefully fall back to our regular Friday nights at 8 o'clock. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and thanks for everybody who contributed, and Mill and Jason and Alan and Six, and you guys are all educating me so I can use it.
Yeah, baby.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Will, you want to say good night?
Yeah, good night, everybody. See y'all next.
Oh, thank
Sunday.
you. Kirk just kicked me 10 nights. Thank you very much, Kirk.
Nice.
Keep
George,
up the
I gave
good.
you $15 towards your Apple Watch fund.
Oh, I missed it. All right, $15 towards my Google Home Hub. I appreciate that. And so you can find me, of course, Mobile Geezer on YouTube, and yeah, that's where you are. Instagram, Facebook, Google Plus for as long as that's around, and Twitter. And I post lots of pictures on all four. So you'll see me posting a lot of pictures, especially in the next couple of weeks. Will, you got anything finally you want to say?
Nah, George, you were hoodwinked the other day, though.
That's true. That's true. Now
saw
you
that.
know I can't. If I can come up with a bad pun, I'm good. If I can ever come up with a picture that I can post with a bad pun that'll make you grab your stomach, I'll be so proud of myself.
Yeah, I saw that one.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week on a Sunday, and thanks for watching.
All right.
Talk to you later.
George.